Welcome back, Laura's Design Studio. I could not go to bed tonight without pouring this. I got this mold because I saw a couple people, I think Michelle Glitz and Glitter, and I've been wanting one of these pen holders, so I got the mold. And I know she said it's hard to demold, and I think she said you're better off demolding it when it's fully cured. So I figured tonight, before I go to bed, yes, this is a late night. The only difference is I have a light in this room that I can turn on. So this is a late night pour. This thing takes 10 ounces. I made up 12 just in case. And I am going, because of Nicole at the Blue Elephant Gifts, I have decided that it's time to bring out my goth side. So, black and red, that's what she was doing. I'm doing some black and red here. We're gonna test out this red. I have not used it. I don't know what it looks like, but we're about to find out, because I'm about to separate this in 2 cups. Let's put that over there for a second. Bond Craftor 1:1, 12 ounces. And we're just gonna split this. Okay, that brings me right down to 2 ounces. I'm gonna give a little bit more on each one. So that should be 10 ounces in those 2 cups. So we're gonna go with some of this sparkle white. Eventually it's right here. Eventually I will pull that name off of Rocker, oh my God, Resin Rockers blank. I will try and pull that name off there for you, and I can never remember it, but it's nice. I think it's like the crushed crystal. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I'm going to use this luster black. This is the mica, and a bright red. I hope this is red and not pink. Please be red. Please be red. I mean, there are a couple other reds in there, but that's supposed to be the bright red. This is Renfro Black. And I'm just going to add some to that cup. Luster black. Let's do it. I want red. I don't want pink. See, I haven't ever used this one. It's because red is not, it's not one of my colors. I mean, I love goth stuff, so but for me, I'd rather have the green and black or the blue and black. Red's just not the color I go to. Although in the 70s it was very, very popular. My uncle and my aunt had their entire living room was black and red wallpaper, black and red furniture, black and red shag carpet, wrought iron, and black all over. So, you know. I know some of you guys don't even know what shag carpet is, do you? I know. That's really sad. That you'll never know what shag carpet is. My God, it was all the rage. Everybody had shag carpet. Olive green, orange. Shag carpet, guys. Look it up. It's a thing. My grandmother's house on my mom's side was done in olive green or avocado green. You know, that ugly green they had back then. All of your appliances were green. Everything was green. That damn avocado green, yeah. It was lovely. That's pretty. That is pretty. Okay. Here we go. I'll squish it, make sure we're getting all our bubbles out. It's looking pretty good. Oh, I'm about to go over. We're not going to touch that because That is domes like there's no doming. I mean, that is... I don't even want to spray alcohol on it, because I'm afraid it's going to go over at any minute. But okay, well, I do have a couple more new molds here. Well, we got 2, maybe 4 ounces left. I wonder if I have enough to... This is another new mold. This is a it is a trinket box, and the top of it is a castle. So let's see, I'll at least see if we can pour the base, and then if I have to add some tomorrow, I will. Oh, don't you dare go over. Ooh. That's it. Stick your finger in it. Do not go over. I was going to move this over here in hopes that you guys could see it a little bit better. That is living on the edge right there. Don't do this at home. Yes, you should be wearing your PPE. If you've been around me a while, you know why I don't. I cannot stand anything around my face. It makes me not very good. And the gloves, I have so much nerve damage in my spine from my lupus that I really don't feel much in my extremities. Hence, when I broke my ankle, and it was a really bad break, I had to be sent to a specialty hospital for it, because the hospital that I went to, the emergency room, was not capable of doing that type of surgery, because they had to reconstruct the joint and rebuild the joint and fix the breaks in both sides of my ankle. And I broke it because I have pots from my lupus. Pots is where you just pass out. So I passed out in my bathroom at my old house, not this one, the one in Killeen. So this will probably get filled later because that cup's about done. We're just going to pour straight clear in here because it's not going to fill all the way. I'll have to do some tomorrow. Okay guys, I'm gonna clean up my mess, turn on the heat mat, go to bed. Hopefully sometime in the morning this will be ready to demold. Talk to you soon. Welcome back. Last night I did the late night pour and this is all cured up now. This is the pen holder, utensil holder. And that was done in black and red. We will unmold that. But last night I had leftover and I started to pour this mold, didn't have enough. And so we are going to mix up some more, finish that off, and finish off the top. So I have 6 ounces of Bond Craftor 1-to-1. And we've got same colors we used last night, the bright red and the luster black. And we have 2 cups. And I'm going to split this into those 2 cups. I don't have very many of these cups left. My last set that I got in my Bond Craftor kit, Amazon had put stuff on top of the box. For once they shipped more than one thing in a box, and what ended up happening is the Bond Craftor box had stuff on top of it, and the cups all had splits in them. So, but that's okay. I have the plastic ones I can use. I'm just going to use these as many times as I can. So I don't like to put color or anything like that in them because then sometimes the color, you can't get it all out. It doesn't transfer, but it doesn't look, they look dirty, dirty, dirty then. So here's 6 ounces. We're just, if we have extra, I don't know how much this mold will hold with the lid, but we're gonna find out. And I'm not gonna pour it all at once. I'm not gonna just split this. I'm gonna save some off to the side, because if I have extra, then we'll fill something else that I have. I've got a couple of new molds here. So let's do that. That leaves me 3 ounces in there that I'm going to set off to the side. And let's put some of this sparkle white. I will get that name for you. It's Resin Rocker. I'm gonna have to find it on Resin Rockers and link it down below. But this is one of my jar molds, and it has like a cork thing in it. And that's how I stored all my product, in this little jar I made. You can see I even made it with that stuff so that I would know. So then we're gonna do this bright red and the luster black. it is a pretty red. We'll see how it cured when we unmold that utensil holder. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour these. The utensil holder I'll put off to the side. I'll put these on the heat mat to cure, and then when we come back we'll unmold everything at once. That is a really pretty red. I do really like these powders. This is their pearl. This is their pearl set. I'm actually going to order their very large set. I think it has like 36 different colors in it, because these mix up really nice, and that is the name. And I believe this is the same company that makes that mica white that Sheila from Reptiles and Resin uses. And I believe Renee uses that same one. And I think it's the same company. So if that's the case, I have their luster, or their white. It was in this kit. So I might try mixing that with something and seeing. I do like the stuff from Resin Rockers, but if that other stuff is the same and works the same way, why buy two when you can buy it all, have all your same brands? I kind of like that. I know, that's weird, right? But I kind of like to, if I like something from a brand, I like to support the brand. So, here we go. We've got the luster black and the bright red. And let's finish out this mold. Grab this one. This one's really good for cleaning out your cups, scraping every last drop of that resin. Why? Because why? Resin's expensive. That's why. So you want to make sure you get as much out of that cup as possible. Scrape it within an inch of its life. I believe Sheila says that. Let's see. Okay. Let me grab this real quick. Gotta see if that's full or not. Almost. Take the rest of this, and then because this is my Gothic side, that's what I'm doing. Gothic. Started Gothic last night, so we're gonna finish with Gothic. So for this castle, which is the lid, I am gonna make that all black. So I don't need my red anymore. There's my black. I am gonna set this back here. Get this off of here. Alright. Now the top, which is a castle, that's gonna be black. I'm hoping these legs stay. So I'm just gonna pour the rest of this into this cup. And then we're going to mix up the black for the top. There we go. Those over there. Let's mix up some black. Wait, there it is. Okay, here we go. Because this has little areas, I'm gonna fill it part way. And then, luckily this is pretty see-through, so you should be able to see any bubbles, but just give it a good squish. That way you can make sure. Okay. And we'll pour the rest of the black. Set that there. That's looking pretty good. I have some other molds here. These are little jar molds that came in a 2-pack. This one is super tiny, but let's fill them. Or let's see if we can fill at least this bigger one. Yeah, maybe not. That's okay. We'll just set it here, and next time I mix something, we will add to it. It'll just be the new drip mold. Okay guys, I am going to turn on the heat mat. I am going to put these on the heat mat, clean up my mess, and when we come back, we'll demold everything, including this utensil jar. I'm going to set this over here off the heat mat. It doesn't need any more heat. Alright guys, we'll see you in a bit. Welcome back. It's time to demold. Now, I have heard everybody who's done this mold says this is a tough one to unmold. So, I am going to just start by spraying some alcohol down in here. And it's fully cured, so it should not be any bendy at all. And that was the other thing I heard, was make sure it's fully cured before you attempt to demold it. But this seems to be going very well. Just this is hard at all. That napkin holder was hard. Jiminy Christmas. I didn't think I'd ever get that thing out of there. After that, I guess this is just easy. I've almost got all 3 sections out. I got one unsectioned. There's that one. One more. The big one. There we go. Not bad at all. Just turn the mold back real quick. There we go. All right. Red, black, very gothic. I love it. I just want to see something real quick here. I'm wondering, where's an end? Never used this. How do you find an end? Oh my Lord. Because of course they didn't put it in the little section where you should have put it, right? This is going to be harder to find than unmolding that. Hold on, let's unmold the others. I was going to see if this will fit around the edges. But I can't see an end right now. This is a castle box. Now this one will still be a little bendy because the heat mat just went off. So we do have some bendiness going on here. That bottom. Now let's see if we can get this out. Oh. This is a great big thick mold just like that napkin holder. This mold is thick. That was the trouble I was having with the napkin holder, because I couldn't get it to roll because the mold was so thick. Okay, I think we're good. I think we can get it now. I've got one whole side rolled. Aha. There we go. Always make sure to turn your molds back. There we go. Oh yeah, there's the jar part. That is pretty. Ooh, I really like this jar. Needs to cure some more. Let's see if I can get this one out. Obviously still bendy. Ooh, you know what? I don't know how comfortable I am unmolding that right now. That is... I think I'm actually going to leave this and let that, because that bottom is very, very bendy. Let me let that sit there for a little bit longer. In the meantime, I'm going to see if I can find an end to this chain. But I'll pause you guys and we'll come back to unmold the castle top and all that. Welcome back. Well, there's more pieces to demold than originally, because when I couldn't demold this one because it was still very, very soft, I decided that I had this mold that would look really good in the Gothic stuff that I'm doing. So here we go. You guys saw the whole tool holder, pen holder, whatever you want to call it. We have the base. I need to get the top out now. So oh, there. You signed off on that, on any judgment that I made. I don't want to break anything off of this. The owner of the property never gave you permission to do any work. That you did work without pulling permits, and I'm directing them to remove the lien on his house. Do you understand? Just kind of pulling out, try and release suction. Yeah, you're trying to scam him, but you can't do that. You can't do work for somebody and then say, now I want to get paid. I've never spoken to you, but now I want to get paid. And if you don't pay me, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make your life miserable by putting a lien on your house. And by the way, if you get me a number, I'll call them as well. Do you understand? Yes, ma'am. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're finished. Now the castle top I did all in black. I wanted that black castle. Oh. Okay.
I get a bill for this big amount of money to pay for a job I didn't ask for, and the work was just absolutely terrible. I'm not saying there's a crook in general, but in this case, he tried scamming me. It's over.
So I hope I made it clear what I found. I couldn't find a website on the defendant's LLC, but I did find a Nextdoor page, which is just a business page. It's for neighbors to get ideas if you're looking for a contractor or a landscaper. Neighbors can post on there and give suggestions. So I found
this
page
castle
there, but in the About Us or Our Story section of his business, it says that he started out landscaping because his mother had a vegetable garden, and then he was good with his hands, so he made it a career choice. But it all seemed very hobby-based and more landscape-based rather than a licensed contractor able to redo an entire bathroom. But, you know, I think the right thing happened. You can't file a lien on someone's property, and you're too much. That you've never spoken to. Exactly. I was surprised at his position because I know we spoke about this before, and we thought he was going to come in saying that he had all these documents and conversation.
It's out.
Just met him for the first time. So
Absolutely no bubbles. You know, I don't get bubbles with Bone Crafter. And look at that jar. Ooh, I love this. And the lid fits perfect on there. I hope you guys like it. This one I'm trying to see if it's almost full. I think I'm gonna wait and do one more layer on this because I'm afraid that this is so thin because I can see right through it. So I'm not gonna demold that one yet, but I will do the jar. Yeah, after I had to set the castle top, I was like, oh, this jar would be so cool in this red and black Gothic. So let's get the bottom out here. Okay. There we go. And remember, I don't have a vacuum chamber. I don't have the room for it. I have the bubbler over here that I tested, but I don't get bubbles with Bone Crafter. So it's like, I know it's sitting there and I could use it. And it did what it's supposed to, you know. It's a good one. But it's hard for me to take that extra time to put it in there when I just don't have the problem with bubbles with Bone Crafter. It's
Not much, because
Oh, and I say that and I see a bubble, but that's my fault right there because I did not go around this rim. I just now realized I did not go around the rim. That's going to be the only place it is because... There we go.
Have a seat, please.
Let me get this mold back. There we go.
Miss Cortez, this is your son. How old are you?
19.
What do you do for
There's the flour.
Really unemployed.
Let's see.
I kind of just drive around and deliver.
There's the jar.
That's my father.
Your father and mother are no longer together, I assume.
No.
Is he a witness for you or just here for support?
Yes, ma'am. He's my witness.
I got one bubble right there, and I know why. I didn't go around the rim. That's my fault.
For your use.
But there are no bubbles on
22.
any of the petals or anything like that. There were no bubbles on here or here.
We would.
And I attribute that to Craftor. You guys see, I don't take my time stirring. I stir like a mad woman most of the time. And I use alcohol. I spray it with alcohol on top. I squish it before it's going in. And I just don't have a problem. So yeah, I know that the bubbler's sitting over there, but it's hard for me to use when I don't have the problem with this at all. And when I test, like through the Vine program, when I test out new resins, I do not test them and put them in the bubble remover because most people, when they get resin, they don't have that equipment, especially if they're starting out. So I don't want to give a good review to something because I used a bubble remover and it came out crystal clear, as opposed to, you know, it came out crystal clear and no bubbles and I mixed it by hand. To me, that's the way to do it. If you have a different opinion, let me know. In the meantime, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that black bell because that gives you all my notifications when I put up new stuff. Look in the description box because there are discount codes there. One, major one is on Craftor. I have a 20% off of their resins. Anything on their site, you do need to go to Craftor. Yes, they do have stuff on Amazon, and I believe the resin is on sale for like $26 for a gallon, which is, you know, a really good price. But to use my 20% off, you need to go to their website and order from there, and that's boncrafter.com. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.